You better go hole hunting. This looks to be a fairway seeker to me.
Well, I think they're attacking this one. They're really going to go for it.
Going with the 5-wood.
This one's right of the green.
Yeah, well, it might not be on the green, but it's right up near the surface.
What a sensational play on this par 5 there, Luke.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
This one will run uphill.
Ooh, right by the hole. Just 3 feet to the cup.
This is what they have left for a par.
Starting the round at even par.
Very nice par indeed. Very solid hole played.
We know that Riviera starts with a 5-4, but it may as well be a 4-5 because the par 4 second is tougher than the par 5 first.
I've never seen a golf course where you're so happy to start off birdie bogey. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. The second hole, pretty straight away off the tee shot. The second shot moves a little bit from left to right, back up the hill. There is some space on the right-hand side to miss your second shot up by the green, but there's no guarantees that it'll kick hard enough right to left to get back on the green. It's a sensational second hole.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. A wonderful shot and a chance for birdie here at the second. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's got some work to do, but he's only one back from his rival.
Oh, that's a great shot. It sets up a wonderful birdie look here at the second.
Nearly doesn't get any better than that. Amazing shot.
This putt is about 8 feet. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? 5 feet coming up to the cup. Oh, that's frustrating. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. Well, that's a shame. That'll drop them down the standings, that's for sure. Pacific Palisades in California, the site of Riviera, the third hole, par 4. Elevated tee shot.
A fairly generous fairway, a little bit more room out to the left than what players can see off the tee shot. Second shot is going to be downhill to a green that basically chases away from the player, going from the front portion of it all the way to the back. Difficult to get your second shot close here.
Wow, showing Will Zalatoris that this rivalry is indeed not to be taken lightly.
That's a good way to bounce back from the drop shot at the last hole. And as the scorecard suggests, heading up the leaderboard. So many wonderful holes at the George Thomas designed Riviera Country Club. This par 3 fourth has to be one of them.
This is a spectacular par 3. Ideally, players want to hit a tee shot that moves significantly from right to left and moving with the contour of the green. If they can do that, then they've got an opportunity to hit it really close. If they challenge the pin off the tee shot, well, it could come up short in that bunker, and that is a massive no-no.
Opting for the hybrid, I think.
This needs just a little work to the left-hand side.
Yeah, nicely played.
Birdie at the last. This for another.
It was on a good line. 3 feet to go here to the hole. And there it is. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say.
Yeah, trying to draw that one in there, but not committing to it, leaving it out.
The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. Rich, the PGA Tour is basically a power game these days, although the 5th here at Riviera forces players just to hold off the tee.
The fairway does run out about 310 yards off the tee, and players not necessarily going to hit driver here. They have to be mindful that the fairway pitches significantly from right to left on their tee shot. From there, they're hitting their second shots downhill again to a green that chases away from them front to back. Again, a simple looking second shot, but a difficult one to get close.
Well played. And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
Setting up here from about 150 yards.
Going with the pitching wedge here.
Oh, I guess they're seeing something I'm not. They're going with less club here. Interesting. The wind was howling, but that didn't matter.
A chance for the top 10 here if you can make this. Oh, just missed. Par putt coming up here. That's a disappointing par in the end after such a terrific shot in. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Well, that's got to have some impact on the scoreboard. Let's take a look. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. The sixth hole here at Riviera is very unique, isn't it, Rich?
Who puts a bunker in the center of the green? No one else except for the folks at Riviera Country Club. I love this hole.
Going with the 6-iron here. Yeah, you hit a beauty, didn't you? And he's down there. You got a read?
This one's 13 feet from the cup. He's staring down a birdie putt here.
Oh, so close. Putting for a par now. The putt drops, and we're moving on. Now 3 strokes back after that hole. Let's head to the par 4 7th at the Riv. Again, it's a par 4 that requires placement of the tee.
The fairway bunker down the left-hand side comes in quicker than you can imagine, and so players want to try and hit it out towards the far right part of it. But again, you push it a little bit, and now the barranca comes into play. If you find the fairway, happy days. This green is probably one of the most severe tilted from back to front. Players need to make sure their second shots land past this hole in order for it to come back down towards the hole. You will have a downhill putt, but it's better than coming up short.
Wow, did this come out beautifully? Yep, they Houdini'd that. That's brilliant.
Well, Rich, think they can make this one?
Luke, I gotta say, I don't like their chances. I have been wrong once before, but I really can't remember when that was.
Ouch, that hurts. Just 6 feet between he and the hole. Well, that'll maintain the momentum. Nice par putt. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
It's always good to cozy it up to the hole on a long putt, isn't it? Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands. The par 4 8th at Riviera is a choose-your-own-adventure. Which fairway do you like to take?
I think most players are going to try and go down the left-hand side, as it seems to be the easier of the two these days. However, where they stick that flagstick, well, that's a different question. If they stick it up front right, the left-hand side of the fairway, that's not the easiest approach. So better be mindful of where that flagstick is in order to pick which side of the fairway you want to drive it down.
Wow, he let the big dog eat there, didn't he? Even for the day. Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. This looks to be heading to the green. A great shot here at the 8th, and a chance for birdie. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
Wow, that almost went in the hole. Well, that shows the hands of a surgeon, doesn't it?
My surgeon's hands were a little shaky. That's why I have the scar.
Good opportunity coming up. Make this putt, you'll move into the top 10 on the leaderboard. Yeah, that putt seemed to lack the speed it needed.
I hate to use the word choke, Luke, but that's exactly what happened there. A flat-out choke.
The final hole on the outward half is a par 4 playing back up towards the clubhouse, Rich. It's a good par 4.
Only the big hitters are going to be able to carry that fairway bunker down the left-hand side. Most players are going to try and avoid it and even miss it the fairway out to the right-hand side, which is not a bad miss. From there, the second shot is directly uphill. Deep, deep bunkers on the front right part of this. That is not the place to miss it. Anything that a little bit long will leave you a downhill putt, but that's the safe play.
Opting for the 6 iron. Anywhere up on that dance floor would be nice. Oh, lovely looking shot into birdie range here at the 9th. Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Can't be too aggressive here. Take your medicine and move on. This is down the hill.
That was a gallant attempt. And that should secure the par on this one. So, Rich, it looks like a nice start to the rivalry by this player after 9 holes. Your thoughts?
Look, so far so good against their rival, but let's face it, only 9 holes has happened. There's still a long way between now and the end of the tournament.
And look at that. Focus solely on the green. This is a bold play. Found the green side rough. Almost went down. A spot in the top 10 awaits if they can make this putt. Ooh, right by the hole. A par putt awaits. Well, that hole's behind us. More to play. Now 4 back after that hole. The par 5 11th, one of the better scoring holes on the course. Players are thinking 4 when they stand on this tee.
It's just a long straightaway par 5, almost a runway, if you like. Both sides of this fairway flanked by huge eucalyptus trees, which frames this tee shot brilliantly. You find the fairway, second shot, once again, straightforward. You must avoid that bunker front right at all costs. That is deep and nasty. You're not going to enjoy being in there.
The interesting choice of the driver here. And here we are with the third shot. Currently 4 shots off the pace. What's in front of them, Henny?
This one, guys, he's got around 9 feet. Can you hear those tweets? This is what they have left for birdie here.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? Right on 4 feet. Should make this one. Okay, steady now. Putting now for a bogey. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And now we can take a look at how that wonderful play affects the leaderboard. Now 5 strokes behind. When you stand on the 12th tee, Rich, you're thinking to yourself, oh, a couple of strong back-to-back par 4s, and it starts right here.
This is where the golf course gets extremely difficult, Luke. This tee shot moves from left to right, but massive overhanging eucalyptus trees down the right-hand side prevents you from hitting a high draw over them. Once you're in the fairway, though, your second shot is to a green that's really not as big as it should be for such a long hole. And there's a famous tree just short and left of this green, Bogey's tree. Not because of the score, because Humphrey Bogart used to sit there and just watch everybody butcher this hole.
Yeah, that one's looking good. Do you think they drew that up differently in their mind?
Wind is absolutely swirling in this part of the golf course.
That's almost a gimme. Great chip.
Just eyeballing that one, trying to make it.
Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Rich, the 13th hole. Slightly different look off the tee.
It's really cool. This tee shot is framed by large eucalyptus trees, both right and left. Requires a draw. Nothing else to do. You have to move this golf ball from right to left off this tee. If you do it correctly, well, that golf ball could chase down there miles down this fairway. You find the fairway down there, you're going to love the second shot. The difficulty gets when the pin is all the way back left in this little peninsula. You miss it a little bit left there, you're going to find the barranca, and you're probably going to find a bogey or worse.
Chosen the pitching wedge here. Woo, back there, horsey. Oh, well done. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's 2 strokes behind his rival this week.
This would be a good putt to make. It'll move you inside the top 20 on the leaderboard. That's frustrating. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. Trailing by 5 shots after that hole. The 14th, Rich, I know it's dear to your heart, the par 3. You made an ace there in tournament history, won a car. How do you tell the players to play it?
Hit a 7-iron, a high little draw 7-iron, and 2 hop it right in the hole, Luke. That's what I suggest. That makes it easy.
Looks to have chosen the 7-iron. Oh, look at this. Right down the throat. Oh, that one just missed the hole. That's a wonderful shot here at the 14th. It sets up a chance for birdie. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
The perfect leave. Uphill, can be firm.
Looking really good, this one. Oh, that would have been nice to make. And that should secure the par on this one. And currently leading this tournament is Tony Finau. Lovely play. The 15th, Rich, a very good par 4. Although, if you're Victor Hovland, maybe the fairway's not in your line of sight.
It's a great par 4, and yet there's some players that have seen it a little bit differently lately. I always saw it as a dogleg from left to right, just avoid that fairway bunker down the right-hand side. And this is an interesting green. It's got a high spot on the left, and it's got a low middle section and a high section on the right-hand side, and you never have a flat putt. It is always breaking one direction or another, and it's either straight uphill or straight downhill. This is the most difficult green on the golf course by a long margin. If you see it differently, you can hit it down the right, down 17 fairway, but I fail to see how that's any kind of advantage.
Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Yeah, he needs to press on that gas pedal. He's 2 strokes back from his rival.
Oh, a chance to sneak inside top 20 in the standings here with this putt. Just didn't drop. It's just about 3 feet away.
He's got this for his par.
So no change on the leaderboard for this player after that hole. The 16th at Riviera, Rich, is the last chance to get amongst the birdies on a par 3.
A breathtaking short par 3, 166, an island green surrounded by bunkers.
And choosing the 8-iron here. Oh, that one's straight at the pipe. Oh, right by the hole. That's a great shot here at 16. It sets up a chance for birdie. Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me. That's inside the range. And that'll move him to even par for the tournament.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
The last genuine scoring hole at Riviera is certainly this par 5 17th.
Any hopes of getting it home in 2, you better come up with something special off the tee and make sure to avoid the bunker on the right-hand side.
Come on, you're better than that. Henny, I'm sure you've got a better look of that lie.
Oh, no. This is nasty. Just no.
And what are we looking at here, Henny?
They can't quite see the green here, Luke, because it's elevated. It's much higher. They're definitely going to have to club up.
Looks to be going with the 5-iron. Any bounce to the left here would be helpful. Yeah, a quality shot from him. We'll be pleased.
Already made a few birdies today, and this is another good look.
Ooh. Pretty straightforward 4-footer coming up here.
Looks good.
Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And after this hole, that's how it looks. Now 5 strokes behind. One of the most famous finishing holes on the PGA Tour, Rich. This 18th at Riviera is a classic.
Aim for the palm trees in the distance, which are located just on the left-hand side of the green. A good tee shot there will set up an awesome looking second.
This one looks to be headed towards the fairway. Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
Setting up here from about 200 yards.
Going with the hybrid. Well, this one's going right at the flag. Oh, this has been a ball striking clinic. Another green in regulation.
Another green in regulation. This is an absolute clinic.
Be nice to see this one go down. Let's see if they make it. And that'll be all she wrote today. Well played. So, after the opening round, and a pretty solid one at that, this player still finds himself a fair way off the pace.
Yeah, a good round, a decent round, but nothing spectacular, and that's why they're in the position that they're at. They just need to get out there and grind a little bit more. We didn't really see them out there giving it their full effort because they just got lazy. I mean, it's just an okay round of golf, and it shows.
Well, on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, and Rich Beam, thanks for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow. With the PGA Tour is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Here we are at the Genesis Invitational, one of the top events each year on the schedule. Today's coverage is about to start. Pleased you could join us for this final round action. Luke Elvey here with Rich Beam in the booth, and Rich, it's the final round in this one. What's our next player dealing with as they start their round?
Look, this player starts off the final round a couple behind the lead. And let's face it, they need to have some inspiring golf out there today. They need to make birdies early and often if they want to chase down that leader. It sets up for a very exciting final round.
Can't wait to find out what happens here. Let's see what kind of tone he sets for himself today. Attaboy, good shot. And he's down there.
He's got the big 200 all the way back to this pin. Wow, that one was a fairway splitter.
Looks to be going with a hybrid here.
Oh, they look like they're taking this on in two.
I know it hasn't come up exactly how they imagine in their mind, Rich, but you've got to like that play. Didn't that look good for a long time? Just a 4-footer remaining. Oh, that's a ripper.
And that should calm whatever nerves this player has. Nice opening hole.
He's currently tied for 9th. Let's see what happens here on the second hole.
I've never seen a golf course where you're so happy to start off birdie bogey. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. The second hole, pretty straight away off the tee shot. The second shot moves a little bit from left to right, back up the hill. There is some space on the right-hand side to miss your second shot up by the green, but there's no guarantees that it'll kick hard enough right to left to get back on the green. It's a sensational second hole.
Time to check in with Lydia Ko. Here's a great shot from our player currently in second. Wonderful effort. And back to the play, shall we? There have been a lot of players that have come out and people are quick to label them as prodigious talents and what they can do, but it's true about Lydia Ko that she is one of the game's prodigies.
Luke, when you say prodigy, I think Lydia Ko's name should just be, instead of prodigy, just say, look at Lydia Ko. Because this young lady has seemingly done it all at 14 years young. 14, won a professional event. The youngest, men or women, to ever win a tournament that early. That is astounding. 18 years old, major champion with a final round 63. It's mind-blowing how good this young lady was at such an early age. Yes, had a little lull there for a little bit, but now come back out and has just taken the world by storm again. 17 wins already and building in her professional career. The sky is the limit for Lydia.
Just a tiny putt is all that remains. He's currently tied for 11th. Teeing off here at the 3rd hole. Not bad. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
This is looking around 115 yards out. What a drive that was. F1, watch out.
Choosing the 9-iron here. What a shot! Almost went in the bucket. Outstanding shot. High quality.
Of all the shots that I like the most, that one ranks right up there.
Yeah, they're good momentum makers, those ones. Good putt for birdie. He's currently tied for 6th.
Moving up the leaderboard. I like it.
Tee is yours. Here we are at the 4th hole.
This is a spectacular par 3. Ideally, players want to hit a tee shot that moves significantly from right to left and moving with the contour of the green. If they can do that, then they've got an opportunity to hit it really close. If they challenge the pin off the tee shot, well, it could come up short in that bunker, and that is a massive no-no.
Opting for the hybrid, I think.
This one is chewing fiber.
Yeah, that looked pretty good the whole way.
And this one for back-to-back birdies.
A spot in the top 5 on the line here. Nice putt to make that one. Give yourselves a pat on the back. And with that, he'll move to 4 under par. And let's have another look at that one.
I could watch this one all day. Who would have thought that would go in?
And he finds himself in a tie for 3rd. I love a good two-shotter. Birdies on par fours feel great because you've had to execute all 3 shots.
The fairway does run out about 310 yards off the tee, and players not necessarily going to hit driver here. They have to be mindful that the fairway pitches significantly from right to left on their tee shot. From there, they're hitting their second shots downhill again to a green that chases away from them front to back. Again, a simple looking second shot, but a difficult one to get close.
Well, that's a handy shot. Scorecard filled with 3s never hurts. Good putt to make this. That's a big time putt, that one. And their rival knows it too. They heard the cheers. Now checking in on the standings, they're currently tied for first place with Justin Thomas. This hole is a par 3.
What an incredible design this is. And it really just takes this green and it makes it into a section of 4. The back right, the front right, front left, and back left, they all have their unique features to it, and that all is due to the simple fact that that bunker, which is tiny, minuscule, almost not even there, it basically shapes that green into the 4 quadrants. It is just an amazing design.
Opting for the 5-iron. That's a great shot into birdie range here at the 6th. What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
Setting up this putt 11 feet from the cup.
Oh, so close. 7 feet to the cup. That was a gallant attempt. Just a short putt remaining here. He's currently tied for 3rd.
Not much happening, moving down the leaderboard. Never a good sign.
Next up is a par 4. Always a stern test.
The fairway bunker down the left-hand side comes in quicker than you can imagine, and so players want to try and hit it out towards the far right part of it. But again, you push it a little bit, and now the barranca comes into play. If you find the fairway, happy days. This green is probably one of the most severe tilted from back to front. Players need to make sure their second shots land past this hole in order for it to come back down towards the hole. You will have a downhill putt, but it's better than coming up short.
Pretty good shot there.
A share of top spot on the leaderboard awaits if they can make this putt. Ooh, right by the hole. Well, this would be a good one to make. It's for par. It was on a good line. Back-to-back bogeys is never nice, but in she goes.
2 bogeys in a row, never a good sign. Now playing a little defensively.
Yeah, I can understand you'd be disappointed by the bogey, but here's an opportunity to bounce back.
Wow, that's an incredible drive.
And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
He's got about 140, I'd say. Launched that one into space. Wow.
Going with the pitching wedge here.
He's had a disagreement with the caddy. He's gone down a club. Oh, he's trying to silence the young buck, Will Zalatoris, with that one. Really putting his cards out on the table. Brilliant stuff.
And racking up their 5th birdie of the day. To the top 5 he goes. Jon Rahm holds a familiar spot of top spot on this leaderboard. And they'd be feeling buoyed with confidence after that birdie. Here's a good chance to maintain the momentum.
Only the big hitters are going to be able to carry that fairway bunker down the left-hand side. Most players are going to try and avoid it and even miss it the fairway out to the right-hand side, which is not a bad miss. From there, the second shot is directly uphill. Deep, deep bunkers on the front right part of this. That is not the place to miss it. Anything that's a little bit long will leave you a downhill putt, but that's the safe play.
The great Severano Ballesteros inspired an entire generation of European golfers, particularly his own Spanish golfers, and I feel that we might even have the best Spanish golfer of all time in Jon Rahm, Rich.
I absolutely agree with that. I believe in the game right now, Luke, that if there's one player that all others are fearful of when they get on top of the leaderboard, I think Jon Rahm's name would be #1, because he seemingly has 0 weaknesses. I can't find a single one. I look at his game and it is so complete, you just get envious of it, don't you? Because it is so good everywhere. Off the tee, iron play, the short game, the mentality, the vision, the imagination. He's got every single tool that you could possibly want in this game. He is by far, I believe, the most complete player in our game today.
Yeah, it certainly feels like we're in the Jon Rahm era right now. All right, Rich, we've made the turn now into the final 9. What are your thoughts so far?
2 strokes off the lead with 9 to go, Luke. They're going to need to put something special together.
Teeing off now on a short par 4.
No, not at all. And what a hole it is. It's changed a lot over the years. This green is actually reminds me of something you would see at Pinehurst. There's no flat spots on it. It either is downhill or uphill. That's it. Players most likely will take driver or fairway wood and try and leave themselves just on the front left portion of this green. That's the most ideal spot they can hit it, no matter where they put the flagstick. However, hitting it there is nearly impossible. A keen short game is absolute necessity to make birdie here.
Great drive. Let's hope that makes it all the way to the surface. Sitting at -4. Currently tied 3rd, just a couple out of top spot. Nice recovery there.
Love watching this player around the greens.
Mark it down. That's 6 birdies today. And with that, he'll move to 5 under par. Time to tee off on the 11th.
It's just a long straightaway par 5, almost a runway, if you like. Both sides of this fairway flanked by huge eucalyptus trees, which frames this tee shot brilliantly. You find the fairway, second shot, once again, straightforward. You must avoid that bunker front right at all costs. That is deep and nasty. You're not going to enjoy being in there.
Handy effort, that one. Getting ready to play their third. Currently a shot off the lead. Oh, almost went in. And this putt is to move into a share for the lead. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? Down she goes. Let's head to the next. Looking at the scoreboard, they currently sit in second place, just one spot behind Jon Rahm. And that's a nice strike. This one should find the fairway. I tell you what, there's been some great golf being played all over the course. Let's have a look at this. Tony Finau with a fantastic shot. Let's get back to it, shall we? Currently -5, tied for second place. Going with the 8-iron here. That's an absolute ripper. What a shot.
And as good as they putt, you almost have to guarantee this one.
Oh, just missed. Putting for a par here. Now that's got to be frustrating. Hit such a great approach shot in, but wasn't able to convert.
Opportunity lost, and one they needed to take advantage of, sitting just 2 back of the lead.
Oh, golf clap. That's a beauty. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Setting up from about 130 yards out. Wow, that drive. Incredible stuff. Over 300 yards. Huh.
Oh, just skinned the hole, that one. Oh, absolutely flushed. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Yeah, guys, he's looking at around 17 feet.
Okay, steady now. And this putt coming up for his par. The Spaniard, Jon Rahm, currently sitting in top spot on the leaderboard. Ooh, I always love these holes. Here we have a par 3.
Luke, it's a very simple hole in my mind, but for the mere mortals who are playing this game, it can be difficult because this green is not deep, but it's certainly wide, and it does tilt from right to left at a pretty good clip. Historically, it's not the easiest par 3 on this golf course, but for me, I think different.
Looks to be going with the 6-iron. This would be a great up and down. Oh, that's a bonus. And that will move him up the leaderboard as well. Let's take a look at this from just a couple of moments ago.
This is a beauty of a third.
That's just a pure shot by Lydia Ko. Great stuff. And this is a familiar sight. John Rahm leads this tournament. Here we have a long par 4. It's going to take 2 great shots to get on.
It's a great par 4, and yet there's some players that have seen it a little bit differently lately. I always saw it as a dogleg from left to right, just avoid that fairway bunker down the right-hand side. And this is an interesting green. It's got a high spot on the left, and it's got a low middle section and a high section on the right-hand side, and you never have a flat putt. It is always breaking one direction or another, and it's either straight uphill or straight downhill. This is the most difficult green on the golf course by a long margin. If you see it differently, you can hit it down the right, down 17 fairway, but I fail to see how that's any kind of advantage.
The great Severano Ballesteros inspired an entire generation of European golfers, particularly his own Spanish golfers, and I feel that we might even have the best Spanish golfer of all time in John Rahm, Rich.
I absolutely agree with that. I believe in the game right now, Luke, that if there's one player that all others are fearful of when they get on top of the leaderboard, I think John Rahm's name would be number 1, because he seemingly has 0 weaknesses. I can't find a single one. I look at his game, and it is so complete, you just get envious of it, don't you? Because it is so good everywhere. Off the tee, iron play, the short game, the mentality, the vision, the imagination. He's got every single tool that you could possibly want in this game. He is by far, I believe, the most complete player in our game today.
Yeah, it certainly feels like we're in the John Rahm era right now. Opting for the 9-iron. If you're going to put your foot down, this is as good a time as any. Oh, can you believe it?
Yahtzee, hole in one. Mark it down on the card, baby.
Well, that's certainly worth another look.
I mean, what can you say about a shot like this? This was absolute perfection.
And now we go to the 11th, where this happened just a moment ago. Looking forward to seeing what Tony Finau does here, Rich.
Very nice shot.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. Welcome to the tee at this par 5 hole. Go get after it.
At all costs, do not hit it in that fairway bunker down the right-hand side. Anywhere to the left, even in the rough left, is just fine. From there, your next shot should be laid up out to the right-hand side. Third shot, straight back up the hill with some kind of wedge. It can be an easy birdie if you get the distance on your third shot spot on. If you get it wrong, however, you could have some issues.
And here we are with the third shot. He's currently tied for the lead. And he's down there. You got a read.
Firm, back, up the hill. This will be a good one.
That's frustrating. Just 3 feet to the cup.
This is what they have left for par.
Yeah, well hold. Let's move on to the next. And that makes him tied for first. All some real excitement running through the veins as this player tees off their final hole for the event, tied for the lead.
Luke, there's some anxious moments out there. It would not shock me at all to see this go to a playoff.
Well struck. And what are we looking at here, Henny?
Setting up here from about 185 yards.
Trying to get it to move a little bit to the left here.
This would be a great up and down. Well, this is it. They need this putt to force a playoff. This is a good chance. Just didn't drop. And this putt for a final score of 6. Oh, Rich, what could have been? This player's going to miss out on a playoff by a single shot.
Luke, what a difficult situation is for this player. So close and yet wasn't able to get it done. That's going to leave a bad taste in this player's mouth.
Oh, you never like to see that, Rich. A player failing to deliver when it mattered most.
Absolute meltdown of epic proportions. Hopefully they can learn from it, but it was painful to watch, and I'm sure it's going to be painful for that player for a while.
Well, another great day of action here at 2K Sports. On behalf of Rich Beam, the entire hard-working folks and team here, I'm Luke Elvey. We look forward to your company next time.